Hello commanders and welcome to this video for Infinite Lagrange. As you can see, we are in Angulum server event and I'm going to give you a guide or an overview what to do or what I did when I was here and how this event works, because to be honest it is different from what we are used to, and there are a few things that I wished I knew before. Honestly, I did ask people who were already playing this event a few times to get a better understanding. First of all, we have to configure our blueprints. As you can see here, you can select the blueprint and you also will see what kind of tech points you get. Now, we can bring 8 super capital ships into the game. That is not much because we do share these 8 ships with all the players in our team. Now, if you missed it, I did make a video how to get into Angulum, how to create your team and what can go wrong there. So if you didn't watch that, you might want to watch that when you start creating and preparing for it. Now, there are a few blueprints that I definitely would recommend you to bring, but let's take a look first. We do have 3 capital shipyard, three capital shipyards, and each of them can house 10 blueprints, as you can see down here. These blueprints are locked to the shipyard you assign them. We have 1 shipyard for aircraft and we can bring in 12 aircraft. So that's all we have. And we do share these blueprints with all players. So that's 5 players for all these blueprints. So make sure you arrange before who brings what blueprint and don't just fill up all the slots with ships you might not even use at the end. To be honest, the capital shipyards, we do have enough. The 30 blueprints are enough. When you assign the blueprints, be aware they are assigned to that shipyard where you configure it. So if you configure it to the middle shipyard, like I'm doing it right now here, you can only build that ship at that middle shipyard. At the beginning, honestly, it is not so critical. As you can see here, I am bringing in AC-721s. I would recommend everyone to do that. The additional storage capacity with the high speed of the destroyer is really useful at the beginning of the game to get your resources. And when you do this, don't forget to skill your ships. You should definitely at least skill the additional storage capacity for these. You don't need to skill speed because you always have to bring in 1 AUX ship and that will probably be much slower than your destroyers. Then you will look for an area on the map where you have a lot of these wrecks floating around. As you can see here, there's already 1 player of my team, and if there are so many resources, you can go there with multiple players. Don't worry about this. At the beginning, spread out, everyone goes to a different location, so you can find 1 location with good resources. And then you start hunting. Be careful of the floating objects. These might, or they will hit you when you get in the way. We will go into the details of these later. The wrecks come in different levels, from level 5 to level 10. The higher the level, the more resources obviously you get. And the better loot. You do not only get resources, you do also get XP chips, and you also can get as you can see, prefab modules and whole blueprints from these. So it is really, really nice loot there. Now, lower level wrecks float slower than high level wrecks. The level 5s, they barely move. You should have no problem catching them. The level 8 to 10, they move very quickly, as you can see here. I did start hunting that thing in my operation number 2, and as you see, I missed it there. I had to click collect again, and I even had to extend my operation with a second operation so that it does not get out. Because if it leaves the operation while you collect it, you will lose it. Luckily, they did change this in one of the later patches, and you will get a warning if you can't catch it in that operation. That is very, very helpful. Overall, I would not recommend you to fly behind them. In this case, it works. I don't have any large ships inside that fleet, So only AUX and destroyer, and therefore I'm pretty quick. If you later have cruisers inside your fleet, you will be much slower. So you have to really think if it makes sense. Of course, you can get higher storage space, but you do lose a lot of speed, and that is pretty annoying. A better thing to do is to set your operation in front of the resources you want to collect. As you see here, I got 30 prefab modules, one resource chest, and a cone. I will not use a cone, but okay. Put the operation in front of the rack, let it float in your way, and that will allow you to collect it much easier. You do have a total of 400 action points. They do also recover pretty quickly, but if you send your fleet too often to try to hunt down these wrecks without really collecting them, just following them, you will be able to draw down all your action points, and yeah, you will run out of them. So better to do it like this. Get in front of it, let it fly into you, and then collect it, and you will be much happier. It's much easier. And as you can see here, this is a level 10 resource. I got wreck, I got my solar veil, and I got these resources. Now, you still can trade resources similar as in the normal game, but be aware there's also the ore refining. We don't have that in the standard game, and you will have to refine the ore chests that you collect there. Don't forget that. So the first time you get back to your base, don't forget to put these ore chests into the refinery so that you get your resources, because the base resources you get are pretty low, and there's no mining in this game. So you have to collect these wrecks, and then you have to put these boxes into the refinery to refine the resources and get them. Now you will have to do this collecting for quite some time. As mentioned before at the beginning, everyone should go in a different direction, find a good space where you can farm these wrecks, and at the same time look out for the dust traces. They will mark ruins, and we will take a look into ruins very soon. Now, every now and then you might need to collect additional resources that you can build the ships that you might lose. Here you see the dust traces. They go somewhere left and right. Sometimes they go in all directions, and you can collect the ruins. When you do this, you will get into a battle with the military ruins. And there another differentiation to the normal game comes. There's no defending fleet. That means all damage you do is pure siege damage. And that's why you have to set up your fleet with a very high siege damage, else this fight will take forever. It wouldn't be so bad if it would be only the fight against the ruins, but while you fight the ruins, you will be also get targeted by the floating space objects, by these asteroids or comets or whatever these are, and they will hit your fleet. Now, at that point, you will need ship-to-ship damage. I do really like how the whole Angulum server looks. It is really beautiful, as you can see here. And here you see now one of these floating objects coming to my fleet. You cannot avoid this. You are in this gathering mode, and you cannot move your fleet, and they will just hit you from time to time. So you will have to tank that and destroy that. To destroy these, you need anti-ship damage. So, and siege damage for the ruins, anti-ship damage for the comets. I do really like to use destroyers, but I did try a lot of different scenarios, and my destroyers always got destroyed. So at the end, I went with heavy fleets, cruisers only, Spear of Uranus, probably one of the best ships. And you can see also I do have the Vitas B-10 bombers, and they are great against the comets that might hit you. Now, important to note, also Cello Defender works very well there. Important to note is you need to get these out of your ships quickly, because these comets, they go to your ships and you only have a few seconds time to destroy them. If you now have a slow ready to battle or a slow targeting time, they will already hit your ships before your aircrafts get out. And that is then a problem. So therefore, skill the RTB, skill the targeting time, that you get your aircrafts quickly out and that they can do damage. Now, what do we collect? We do collect these items that give you some points. You want to get 8,000 rating points. And let me quickly take a look back because I skipped this, sorry. We do also collect, up here it was, too fast again. We collect these items and we can also collect these black market tag files. These are our main resource for getting something. You can see sometimes you get one, sometimes you get two, sometimes many times you get nothing. Now, all these other items, they just give you points. As soon as you have 8,000 points, it does not give you anything to gather more of them. So it's all about the black market tag files. So when you're at the point that you got your 8,000 points and you cannot collect any more black market tag files, there's nothing for you to do. So you don't have time to go to the ruins and collect them. This takes a few hours, I have to mention that. As soon as that is done and this is going to an end, you can click on your points and you can click early evaluation to get out of this. You see I only had 2 hours left. I cannot gather anymore. So instead of waiting 2 hours, you can just click on the early evaluation and you will be able to get out of that. Now, what do we get if we have the 8,000 points? We get 50 Noma points. The 50 Noma points we can exchange in the Noma store. Honestly, the only interesting thing there, for me at least, is the painting, the paint shop for the blueprints. Unfortunately, it's expensive, 2,000 Noma points, so you have to go 40 times into Angulum to get that, which is a lot. But the other thing we get are the blueprints. So you get them by mail and you can research them. Also they are not like all the other black market tag files we have. They cost money. You only can research 2 nodes for free and then after this you have to pay Proxima coins. Therefore, make sure you look what node you research. In this case, I only want to get the research points. There's nothing else that would interest me. So I will go for these 2 nodes and then I will close it. The second box, unfortunately, I only got 3 black damaged black market tag files. Same thing there. Frigate tag points, not really worth much, so I will just go for the research point here. Luckily, I don't need to wait in this case. If I would go for a third node, it will already start charging me now additional Proxima coins. You can see here 200 for the next one. I think then it's getting 400, 600 or 800, so it's getting really expensive. Therefore, I will end this box and take a look at the third box I got. Maybe I'm more lucky. But I do have a blueprint there. I can get a red beast. It is pretty deep in, so it would be 5 nodes in, only 2 nodes are for free, and I do already have the red beast, therefore this is not worth it for me. That's it. Honestly, that's the quick summary of the Angulum server research. When you finished the Angulum server event, when you finished these boxes, you can click on the end research on the bottom right and the box will be closed. So I hope that video gave you a quick overview of the Angulum server. I hope it helped you. As always, give it a thumbs up if you liked it. Let me know in the comments what tricks or how you do Angulum server. As said, I tried a lot of different things and at the end I ended up just using solar veils to bring in my B010s. The Vitas, they are really great. I used the IO Siege and I still use the Chimera. It is working very well in tanking and it did a pretty good job in doing damage to the floating object together with the B010 and the Cellular Defender. This was working pretty well, so I didn't lose any ships anymore. But yeah, let me know in the comments and then I hope I'll see you on the next video again.